better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you 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 hear that.
Good evening everybody, Bruce Foster here, Tune the Fat. Welcome to tonight's show. That there was the SCX event, which is kicking off late May, last weekend in May, 29th to 31st of May. Matty O'Connor and his crew will put on a fantastic event, and I've been talking about this one for a number of years, since I started covering it myself with the live stream. It is quite an event for Queensland, and to be honest, it's probably one of the bigger free ride events and multi-sports events in the country, to be honest. Matt puts on a great job up there with the help of the Sunshine Coast Council and various other sponsors. You should really get up there, check it out, even if you're driving up there for the day. Have a weekend up there. There's plenty of hotels. I was having a look at hotels today. There's actually plenty of availability for hotels, so have a long weekend, have a nice break up there. It's right on the surf club. There'll be rollers, there'll be skateboarding, there's scooters, there's BMX, free riding out on the water. It's just a great event, and it's right on the head where the skate park is at Alex Heads, right beside the surf club. So some really nice places to eat as well, and just basically hang out and have a great day. And I know that in previous years they've usually had a bar actually on site. I would imagine that would be still the case this year as well, so definitely worth checking out. And it's a family event, so go and have a look, but take the family and let them see what it's all about. So welcome. I hope everybody's had a great week. What have I been up to over the week? Not a lot, to be honest. Hanging out with my wife last weekend, seen her way down to New South Wales the weekend before, and I kind of had to make up for a little bit of lost time there, just to kind of spend my energies with the ones you love. So yeah, that was pretty much my weekend. Haven't been able to get out yet. I've moved house, as some of you are already aware, and I've got a bunch of stuff packed around my ski at the moment, which I need to get out of the way so I can start getting the ski out again. But we'll get there eventually. All right, now let's get our guest on. Who do we have tonight? Dave VENNELL. For those of you not familiar with Dave, Dave is a veteran of jet ski racing down in New Zealand. Don't know where that one came from. New Zealand. He's a wily veteran of that circuit down there. He's been over here a few times. He's raced a few times, a few competitions down the Gold Coast, Queensland, Queensland PWC as well. Let's dial him up, and hopefully he is available. Let's go with it. We've got a ring in, so that's a good thing. He's not going to answer. Oh, there he is. Mr. Vennell, how are we?
Good, good. I don't know about this wily veteran shit.
That's what I love about you, mate. You just keep it as it is. It's as real as it comes. You are, though.
Hey, what was that?
You
I don't
are,
have my...
you are the wily veteran.
Oh, I don't know about that. I wasn't feeling very wily at the weekend.
I saw that. I definitely saw that. For those of you just tuning in, I'm not sure what Dave's talking about. New Zealand Nationals were down in Wellington. Man, I watched a bit of the live stream. Man, you got 2 cracking days of weather for that competition. I know it didn't work out too well for you on one occasion.
Yeah, no, the weather was awesome. The venue was awesome. The whole weekend was top notch. It was pretty good.
I think you've got a really unique venue there, to be honest.
Yeah, there's only one problem: there's too much soft sand.
Is it? Is that it? Oh well.
Yeah. If we hadn't had one of the locals there with his digger, it would have been mayhem getting the skis in and out of the water.
Right.
Big shout out to Scott Hay of S&R Asphalts. He did a pretty good job.
Right. Okay. Nice one, Scott. Good one. There's always somebody to save the day. Listen, it's been a while since you've been on the show. I think I've had Noah on more times than I've had you on lately.
Well, yeah, he's been racing more than me. I haven't. So I've had 2 weekends of racing, real racing, in the last 18 months, with admin duties and my skis being used by other people or marshalling or whatever. It's just, yeah, I'm just getting back into it.
So is that 18 months you've been off the water?
Pretty much done a couple of done the odd race and the odd event and did the winter series, but short course racing, yeah, it's been nearly 18 months.
Bloody hell! And when did you? And then not last weekend, but the weekend before, you were racing round 3 and 4, wasn't it? No, 4 and 5.
Nah, 2 and 3.
Is it 2 and? It was 2 and 3. That's right.
Yeah, 2 and 3 in the Grand Prix and at Kinloch and Taupo, and yeah, blooded a new ski and was learning how to ride it. The Saturday I couldn't control anything. Changed a few things Saturday night and had some good results on the Sunday, and it was just a tester for the weekend that's just been.
I was going to say, are we just testing things out? Was there a few people in the same situation that were just kind of testing things out for the weekend?
No,
Don't
think so.
Go on.
No, they're just probably testing each other's patience.
Come on, tell us what happened.
Oh no, it was an interesting weekend. The race director started the weekend off at Riders Brief, and it was a very telling phrase. He said, "Rubbing is racing. Just try and be safe."
Was that the weekend past there at the Nationals?
Yeah. So it was quite prophetic, really, because there was a lot of rubbing. There was a lot of good, clean racing too, but
There looked
there was
like
a
there
bit
was a lot of good racing, but ironically, you just mentioned rubbing. I did see Noah post up a clip where he was rubbing against Connor Brink. At the start, I might add. At the start.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's where a lot of the action does happen. Everybody's trying to get off the line, and you've got a whole lot of skis in a small area. I think the class that Connor and Noah were in the stock class, and young Ollie was there too.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a pretty willing class. I think the 2 biggest classes in the runabouts were stock and the Masters one. Well, the Masters started with 6. We only finished with 3, but
yeah, there was a bit of a brush there as well. It was 2 of them came together as well, wasn't there? Tommy and someone else.
yeah, it's the same guy that I had an altercation with. In the next race, he took you off. He ran into Tommy as well. So.
Oh, okay. Out of curiosity, with such a situation like that involving the same rider, is there any penalty or flag, or are they given is it a card system you guys use, or how do you do it?
Well, if it was deemed to be deliberate, yeah, the NZJSBR, I'm pretty sure they've got they've got a card system. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was just a racing incident. You get guys out there vying for the same piece of water. It's not like anybody's going out there to deliberately T-bone anybody else.
No.
You put
would it be fair to say that a bit more spatial awareness might be beneficial? Without burning anybody.
At times, I suppose that's a pretty diplomatic way of putting it. But hey,
like, put it this way: there was a few doors getting shut pretty sharp that I could see.
Yeah, but you look at the international races, the same thing happens overseas. Even in one of the NA classes, Noah shut the door pretty hard on me and won, and I ended up going from second to third. I had to sit and wait for the next ski to come past before I could sort of resume the track. But
it's actually saying, it's just enough to really put you off, because to go back to that incident, well, not incident, but that start with Noah and Connor, that was enough to set Connor back quite a bit. It looked like he lost a lot of momentum on that start when Noah rubbed against him.
You do. You're eating everybody else's dirty water, and it's hard to get the ski going forward. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I remember 3 years ago we raced at the same venue, and Bailey was over here, and they put us out there on the Sparks, and amongst Bailey and a few others on big runabouts, and Bailey took the inside of a corner, and I got ejected, airborne, across the water. It's one of those things that happen.
So it's fair to say that you enjoy a little swim now and again.
No, I hate it, mate. I hate it. But having said that, on Saturday was the first time I've ever had to. I had some numb bits, and it's the first time I've ever had to get on a sled and to be taken back to the shore.
Yeah, I didn't actually realise. Like, I joined the stream just as that event, just as your particular race had started. So I hadn't seen the lineup. So when I saw, the incident where people came off, I didn't even realise it was you, because I didn't realise that it was your class. And then I saw it sitting on the back of the trail, and back of the ski, and I'm thinking, fuck, that looks like Dave there. And then the next thing I see is you hobbling up the beach. I thought, oh boy, what's he done? So that's why I sent you a message, and then Jamie got back to me and said he's fine. He's just got a bit of a numb bum. But you imagine you've got a big bruise on it now, though.
No, I don't actually. I keep checking every day, but no, it's more like a bone bruise. It's all right. Yeah. I got back on. I think I did another 9 races over the weekend.
What a trooper! I salute you, sir.
I just racing's a pretty loose term for some of what I was doing for the rest of the weekend. I was out there circulating, making up numbers.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you still put your hat in the ring where other people would probably have just went, nah, that's enough, I've had enough of that. And probably back out of it. You kept going.
Yes, some of them did back out, which is why, because I'd actually pulled out. I wasn't going to race in Masters on Sunday, but then there was only 2 guys left, so I thought, well, okay, I'll go out there, circulate, and stay out of trouble. Try and nurse the bruising. Well, nurse the bumps, and managed to do that. And yeah.
All right, so getting away from jet skiing for a little bit, what have you been up to in the 18 months?
Well, yeah, there was a lot of it was in admin time with Jetski Racing New Zealand, and then we had a changing of the guard there.
Yep.
Quite a big changing of the guard, and the new lot are taking it pretty much in the same direction, a slightly different direction, but they're all doing a good job, and I'm back racing with them.
Would you say that they have taken a different approach to trying to achieve the same goals?
Oh, definitely. At the end of the day, there's politics, as you're well aware, in Australia, but everyone wants the same thing at the end of the day.
Exactly.
But there's some very roundabout ways of trying to get to the same place.
Yep.
And everybody's got their own version of how they want to do it, and some of our stars didn't align. So, yeah, it's all onward and upward. And
I know that I know that you were, you were expressing frustrations at times when you were in charge. Now that you're not in charge of that, how do you feel now, looking from the outside in?
Ambivalent. I'm there to just be a racer. All I wanted to do was race, Bruce,
Yeah.
which is why I spent so much time in Australia, and then to find the other side of the equation taking up so much of my time and not being able to race. And I mean, John Wright was the same thing. He used to be a racer from way back, and then got involved in the admin side of it, and virtually gave up racing, and never quite got back into it in his time away. But now he's back running the show again. So it's sort of it kills you. It kills your ability to race in a lot of instances.
Would you fair to say that sometimes it can kill your enthusiasm for the sport as well?
Oh, it's all consuming. It can chew you up. I mean, you've spoken to Jamie enough over there to know that the headspace
Yes.
that he'd love nothing more than to spend more time on his ski.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. Definitely.
and I think it's the same for all of us. But at the end of the day, someone's got to put their hand up and run it. Otherwise,
It's a
there is
shame.
no.
It's a shame though that it falls down to one or two people, and it should be a cooperative arrangement where everybody's pulling together. And unfortunately, there's too many people just want to stand back and let let certain people do it, because I don't know whether it's because they just can't be bothered, or whether they just want to keep racing and they understand, and maybe that it's once they get into it, it's probably going to take up a lot of their time. But what they forget is that if there's more people involved, yeah, that can bring its own problems. But if it's coordinated properly, it can work out perfect for everybody involved.
Yeah, so sometimes too many people is actually detrimental to the whole thing. Um,
You've got to keep that on a tight leash when you've got more people involved. But, yeah, and I don't mean that in a controlling way, but I mean just from a coordinating point of view, making sure people are getting the jobs done.
yeah,
But communication's the biggest key there, you know.
yeah,
So
it's a fine line. You've got to have enough people on the ground to actually do the job, but you don't want that many that they're getting in the road and falling over each other as
yeah,
well.
yeah, I know. And then the more people I guess you're putting into it, there's more chance of people falling out because of disagreements, all that kind of stuff. It can get like
Yeah,
it gets messy both ways, no matter which way you go. You know,
yeah,
a small team, big team. What's the balance? You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I know that there's every club's got their own dramas, for various reasons, and I would hazard a guess that most of it is because they don't agree with the direction or the way that certain things are being done, you know, or the
yeah,
lack of.
yeah. A lot of it's yeah, there's personalities, egos, whatever. I think in an ideal world, you would have a totally almost a non-jet skiing board running things would be almost an ideal scenario. Someone that had a little bit of an
It
idea
it
of the
would
sport, but
it
ran it
yeah
professionally.
yeah
It'd be cool.
yeah I know. Um, what are you thinking of the new IHRA set up in the US? Obviously, Noah's away out there this weekend.
Yeah, he
What do you
left
make?
today. Yeah, it's been interesting watching that evolve. You know, America, they've had their own sets of problems from
Yes.
small numbers and people infighting, and that new format seems to have brought a whole lot of the independent ones back under that one umbrella.
Yep.
Um, it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out.
Hey, listen,
Uh,
it's a big organisation behind it. Dustin Farthing's obviously behind it as well. Organising it all, big sponsors on board. First weekend, the first weekend at St Petersburg is it's just going to be a phenomenal weekend by the looks of it. You know, they've got corporate areas and everything like that set up.
yep. Yeah, I mean, it's a big money thing with potentially big audiences, and whereas here and over there where you are, you got such a small pool to play with. That's the problem. Whereas over there they've got a much bigger,
Bigger market, more
yeah,
availability, more sponsors, more racers, potential racers.
yeah, just a lot more resources. So
Yep. Listen, mate, we can only dream. We can only aspire to try and achieve some of that.
Yeah, I mean, well, what Tim's done over there by getting the WGP involved is that's pretty special as well.
Yep.
It's and it's going to be interesting to see where, I believe Queensland's joined up or sort of affiliated to AJSBA,
Back
and
under
they're all,
AGSBA's, so hopefully that helps. But like I've said this before to other riders and other people on the show, and I think it's silly that we've all splintered, and there's this group and there's that group. Like at the end of the day, like you say, there's a small limited pool of resources. Racers are coming from the same pool, no matter which club or organisation it is. To me, it makes sense to get everybody under the one umbrella and doing one big competition or series with everybody involved in it, and that includes, the Tims of this world and the Jamies of this world and the Kylies of this world. That would be the dream for Australia, as far as from what I could see. But I think historically that might be a bit too much to ask.
well, it's the same scenario here that there was a tri-series mooted last year that we tried to get. Several people tried to make it happen, but there was some deep-rooted philosophical differences that it just didn't happen, and it was unfortunate because it was an ideal opportunity to bring the two sides together. But the new teams are in there, and there's new teams on both sides, and hopefully they can make it happen. I couldn't, which.
No, at the end of the day, it maybe needs some fresh eyes and some fresh ideas to help get things across the line. But time will tell, mate. Time will tell.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, there's a small pool of racers here that belong to both organisations, and quite a few support wherever they can. I've spent a lot of time travelling in New Zealand in the past. I haven't I didn't go to the first two rounds of the Tri-Series because we just had the big bust up with Jetski Race in New Zealand. But hey, I'm back racing. Got a new rig, got a new setup, and
the rig, I saw that was a six ski rig.
Yeah. There's only 5 sitting on it at the moment.
Oh, you're working on number 6, are you?
No, there's only 4 of them are mine. But there's a environment. It was quite funny. We were sitting there loading up in Wellington at the weekend on a main public thoroughfare, and I was standing up on the trailer trying to strap some skis down. And the guy pulls up beside me, and he goes, "What's your net worth?" And it didn't register to start with. I went, "What?" And he goes, "What's your net worth?" And I'm going to swear here, Bruce. I looked at him and I said, "Fuck all. It's all sitting here." And he just cracked up and drove off.
Did you get any locals coming down and complaining that you were racing? Do you know?
Did they what?
Any local people coming down and complaining because of the noise and all the, you racers this and you racers that?
No, actually, I think the locals were quite appreciative. The ones, it was quite funny, on the Sunday morning, there was people swim in that venue 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And some of the locals were a little bit put out that they couldn't go for their morning swim. And somebody actually tried to go for a swim amongst the jet skis. And that caused a moment of consternation with one of the marshals. But
really?
the person decided to actually get out of the water.
The reason I was asking is because we had a couple of people come down and complain at the Nationals down in New South Wales. Locals came down and, take your jet skis somewhere else. We are not welcome here and this and that. And I actually had a couple of comments on the live stream as well, saying the same thing, which obviously I had to remove, I did remove. But all in all, the majority of the people that did come down that were local were like, it's great to see you're back. It's been a couple of years since you were last here. Welcome back, that kind of thing. So it was quite receptive. It was just, you get these 3 or 4 people that complain about nothing. Because
it doesn't matter.
You're racing and this and that. And,
It doesn't matter where you race, though, Bruce. You get that. There's always an element that just don't like jet skis, full stop.
They don't like anything. They don't like anything, I think, half the time. They forget about what it brings to their local businesses and hotels and all that kind of stuff. So, but they
Yeah,
don't
because
care about that because they live there.
yeah, the Ely Barn is a fairly cool venue too. It's
I liked it. It's quite good. It's not from a streaming point of view. It wasn't a particularly great venue because of where I had to locate myself, and it wasn't really ideal because I was at one end of the track, and I couldn't get anything close to the finish line without a bunch of trees being in the way, which meant that I couldn't pan from side to side, only straight ahead, which kind of defeated the purpose of that. So, like, I think like it's a work in progress. Which, as far as Kylie's concerned, it's a first step, and we'll go from there, and we'll try and make it bigger and better for next time. So, whenever that happens to be.
but one thing about Wellington last weekend, they had some pretty cool live streaming that the crowd that did that were right onto it.
I saw the gear they brought. Heaps of gear.
Yeah, and there's a bit of drone footage floating around too, which
They had the drone footage feeding into the live stream as well.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. That was good.
Yeah.
You got a really good bird's eye view of the whole track when you guys were racing.
I didn't get to see any of that. I was too busy on the water.
In the water. Oh, sorry, on the water. Right.
Yeah, and I was just about to suggest that if you want to get a better live stream view, you should get a floaty and go and sit in the middle of the course. You'd be able to pan whichever direction you liked.
I would if I could. I need one of those switches. Sea-Doo, if you're watching this, hit me up with a switch and we'll be able to do something like that. Yeah, why not?
Well, they actually ran the event from a switch last time when I raced over
2
there.
years ago they did, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Kylie was riding about on it.
Yeah. So are you going racing this year or what?
What do you mean? What, me actually race? Nah.
Well, you kept going on about the fact you were going to, and you were going to show everyone how it's done, and
me show people how it's done. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Come on, you were going.
Jamie gave me a shot of that bucking bronco that you. No, I did say bucking bronco. Okay, nothing else. I didn't say anything else. All right,
Yeah.
bucking bronco. Okay, and it was all right, but I suddenly quickly realised, man, you're having a laugh here, Bruce. There's no way you're going to be able to race competitively to keep up with people, you know, or to at least give somebody a bit of a chase. Nah, it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, well, that's why I pushed so hard to get the masters class going, and it's good that that's been adopted by both sides here. That's the sort of 50 plus, because the IJSBA, the veterans is 35. I mean, you get 35-year-old on 325, and they're like the young fellas. It's just
yeah, that's just a normal racer. You know, that's
and having just turned 67, I think it's time for me to push for a Methuselah class, and over 60.
You and Darrell Apps should get in a race class on your own.
Yeah, he's pushing it too, isn't he?
60, I think he's 64, I think.
64 or 65 this year, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. So, hey, maybe you could get the plus 65 category.
Yeah. I think it'd probably drag a few of the older people back out there. They don't want to go out and like even the masters at the weekend. It was pretty willing racing. There was there was no quarter given.
So, hey, listen, 6 on the line. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You dropped out and you lost 3, potentially near 4, but it's still a good start.
Yeah, it was. It was the second biggest class for the weekend in runabouts, I think.
Yeah.
And it was good. But yeah, it needs to be. I think it still needs to have an older. There needs to be an older class. It's too hard to keep up.
What you really mean to say, Dave, is that you've got enough space on your shelves for a few more trophies. Is that what you're saying? Mind you still picked up a few anyway.
Yeah, I picked up 4, I think, over the last 2 weekends. But as I said, they've been. It's sort of like it's good having the trophies, but it's good to go somewhere where there's lots of people racing too. It's even your nationals over there, and as you look through the class list, through the results, there's a lot of threes and fours.
Yeah.
And I noticed it was the same in the Aussie ones as well.
Yeah.
The economy's hurting, especially the price of fuel. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to affect things over the next few months. To be honest, it doesn't bear thinking about.
no, even just the cost of getting to a venue, like, I'd probably spent, I don't know, 400 odd bucks on diesel getting to and from, and then $500 on race fuel for the weekend, and there's other people that were spending a lot more than that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and it makes for a very expensive weekend. And
It's definitely a hardcore for those that are committed to doing it and enjoy that. And I think a lot, like from your perspective, Dave, what keeps you doing it? Realistically, what actually keeps you wanting to keep going back?
I got a bit of an adage, Bruce, that it's the same thing I race jet skis for the same reason that I'll wake up tomorrow morning and go and decide to do a half marathon or whatever. I do it because I can while I can, because one day I'm going to wake up and I won't be able to do it anymore.
That's fair enough. Well said. That's actually nicely put. Um, Dan Colbert's just confirmed Darrell Lapps is 62.
Well, he's only a young buck.
And he's also asking, what's the price of fuel in New Zealand at the moment?
Diesel is about $3.30 here where I am. I'm in the middle of the boonies. 98 at the weekend was $3.70, $3.80 a litre. Yeah. So, well, 140 litres cost me $497.
Jesus.
So I do the maths backward from there.
Yeah.
But
Like
yeah, diesel.
I've got a bad feeling after all this is, if this once this smooths over, if it does, I've got a feeling those prices are going to stay where they are.
Yeah, the fuel companies are taking everybody for a ride, eh?
Oh,
It,
the thing is,
it's a
it'll be
pit.
the new normal as far as they're concerned. So they'll just keep the price the same. I can't see
Yeah,
it. If it comes down, it won't go back to where it was,
yeah.
which is a shame.
We just have to start racing electric jet skis. So,
Man, I could just picture that. There was somebody tagged me in a picture a while back, and it was little electric. They were like mini boats, mini
yeah.
speedboats is what they were like, and I thought they'd be bloody fantastic. Yeah, they'd be so much fun. But yeah, you're probably right. I'll probably head that way.
Well, a friend of ours he's sort of just about stopped jet ski racing, and he's gone lawnmower racing. And I think there's him and his daughter are doing it, and 3 or 4 weekends of lawnmower racing, and they go through 20 litres of gas.
I'm laughing because Jeff Lakeford collect he's bought a heap load of lawnmowers, and me and Daz have said to him on numerous occasions, when are you starting up a lawnmower race series?
Well, no, it's a thing over here, right? It's a real thing.
I've got no doubt it's probably a thing here as well. But when you mentioned that, I just immediately was thinking about Jeff there. He says, "Hey, what's up with my alley?" Jeff,
Yeah,
I've been telling you that for years. Get the racing started up, but you never did it. So, right. So, sorry, I had to think of that one there. Jeff thinks that's a great adage that you've got, a great attitude that you've got to life, basically, and the racing as well. I wish I had that attitude as well, but like I grew up. I thought I was bulletproof. When I grew up, I always threw myself into things, worried about the consequences after. But
yeah.
as I've gotten older, the consequences of my earlier actions have quickly caught up with me, to the point where I really do second guess myself and my willingness to do something these days. That's just where I'm at in life. I should take more of a chance on things, but when it comes to jet ski racing, I think I'm kidding myself if I think I could do it.
Yeah, it won't just, I suppose, there's days. This weekend's the first time I've really thought that I could get hurt, I suppose, because I did. I've fallen off before at high speed and been winded and that, but always managed to get on and finish a race. And as I said, this is the first time I've ever had to get on a sled and go visit the ambulance.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I'm not too worried about the injury part of it as such. It's just like I get frustrated because I would never expect to be competitive, but I would like to be able to think I could at least keep up with one or two racers. But when I gave it a go in one competition, I think it was not last year, I think it was a year before actually. I quickly realised I can't even do that, and that was after somebody fell off. They fell off, and I thought, yes, I've got a chance here. I will not be last. And then within a couple of laps, phew, they come flying past me. I was like, well, there's no point in that then.
What were you on? Were you on the STF?
I was on the B for Bruce Bucking Bronco.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Oh, Dan, you should never ask a gentleman his age. All right, okay, I'm 58. Still a young
You've got no excuse.
Like, you're what, 9 years older than me, mate? Come on. I know you're putting me to shame, but you've been racing for years.
Mate, I've only been racing. Everyone thinks I've been at it forever, but I bought my first jet ski in 2014.
Oh, you're a year younger than me then. But I didn't start. When did you start racing?
2016, 2017, something like that. Maybe 2016.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, he does. I'm too. Jeff says he's too old as well. Jeff, are you not the same age as me? He's probably younger actually. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's like I started jet skiing in 2013. I only really I watched sporadically the racing in 2019, 2020 kind of thing, and then I kind of it's only been up until a couple of years ago that I kind of got a bit more into it.
Yeah.
Well, last couple of years especially, but listen, I had a brainwave. I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go and try and. My initial idea, Dave, to be honest, here was my initial idea. My project was that I would try and give a beginner's perspective on racing, and I was going to try and document it and put it together in some kind of video or a film or whatever, like a short documentary kind of thing, and let people, just kind of put it on YouTube or whatever and let people watch it.
Yeah.
When I was going away to get into the thick of it a bit more, I took on well for a while, and I just couldn't shake it off, and I was never right for quite a while. And then by the time we got the thought came to at least going back out on the ski again, it was more a case of media. That was when the QPWC were kind of like, well, I think I could help them get their message out and try and get the media out there and let people hear about the events. So I thought, well, where is my most beneficial? Am I more beneficial to them as a racer, or can I do more benefit for the sport? And it wasn't about just QPWC, it was about just sport in general. So I thought,
Yeah.
where would I be potentially of more benefit? And I decided I think I'd be better off doing what I'm doing in this space rather than on the water.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being part of the highlights reel, Bruce.
Well, listen, I could have easily have thrown you into the highlights reel tonight, but I refrained from that. I refrained from that completely. I didn't want to asperge your blushes.
I think you've done that to me before. I seem to remember.
No, wait a minute. Let's get this right. That was Rachel. That was Rachel that sent that picture to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I had a big off last weekend, not the weekend it's just been, the weekend before in Kinloch too. I had a massive off. Managed to, and no one else was involved. It was just me. I threw myself off the ski going around a corner.
I was going to say, just lose, have your self-positioned right when you turned.
Yeah, no, it was just I had this vision of being able to overtake somebody, but I outrode myself. Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's one
happens.
way of doing it. Maybe that was what I had when I passed that boy that was in the water, and I thought, oh great, I'm not going to be last now. Maybe I thought he was in the water, but he maybe wasn't. So maybe I just got a bit too excited there.
Yeah, probably the latter. Yeah.
All right. What's your plans for the next few months? Any more races coming up?
Yeah, we've got rounds. Oh, what is it? One, two, three. Rounds 4 and 5
4 and 5. Yep.
on Taupo on the 18th and 19th of April.
Yep.
So the accommodation's all booked for that. Take the trailer down.
Where's that? South Island? Did you say?
Stump Bay in Taupo.
That's where south of North Island.
North Island. Lake
Sorry,
Taupo.
south of North Island. Is that not what I just said there?
Yeah.
Probably didn't. So it's the southern end of the island, on North Island. Is that right?
No, it's right in the middle.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're in Auckland. I keep forgetting where you are. Yeah. Or
No, I'm not in Auckland. I've been in Auckland for 18 months.
Jesus, you're
I'm
getting
I'm on the east coast of the North Island. I'm in a little place called Wairoa.
Good, you're getting about there, mate. What made you move?
Work. We've been doing a couple of big projects down, big housing projects, and
Okay. All right.
yeah, it's been my home away from home for nearly 18 months now.
Yeah. Any light at the end of the tunnel, or is that you down there permanently?
Oh no, we're just in the process of trying to wrap up a couple of projects, and we're not sure what's going to happen. Don't know. Might end up back in Auckland.
Yep. Oh well.
Yeah.
Listen, any plans for the? I don't suppose there'll be any plans for your fourth and fifth rounds being streamed by any chance, is there?
Well, yeah, they apparently there's been conversations with the people that live streamed at the weekend.
Ooh.
I it's all third party stuff that I'm hearing because I'm not involved in the running of anything. But yeah, I heard a rumor that there'd been approaches made. So it'd be good if it happens.
Definitely. I think it's great to get the sport out and about, and I think the more you can get it online, I think the better. And I don't mean not just for jet ski racing, I just mean sport in general, especially grassroots and community level sports, because all we see is all the big stuff.
Yeah, it's real hard relying on even the expectation of Rachel to go visiting events or any other photographer, whether it's Simon Dawson or whoever. There's a few photographers that over the years have followed the sport, but it comes at a massive cost. You know, the sport's not in a position really to pay a whole lot of individual photographers, and they rely on the largesse of individual riders maybe buying photographs.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just, yeah, and you can't rely on pit crews and people that are racing and trying to look after races to be posting stuff all through the event.
It's a tricky situation as well, because you're trying to project a kind of semi-professional image, or as a slick and professional image as possible. But
Yeah.
a lot of the times, teams and individual racers are handcuffed because of their own limitations of what they can provide. And then when you're trying to rely on people like Rachel and up here Jeff and stuff like that, and Craig and people like Alan and that as well, when you're relying on them to do photo packages, that's their only potential income.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't think that's a lot to ask when if you're asking someone for some pictures and you've got to pay $50 or whatever for that package. I don't think that's too much to ask, because I think we all agree we've seen some of the pictures that these guys can produce, and like they're second to none.
Yep. Oh no, I quite agree. Even like when I was in Australia, we'd find whoever the photographer was and buy a package off them, and done the same with Mitchell over the years and a couple of other photographers that have been around.
Yeah.
But not everyone does. There's a lot of people that just pick the photographs up. But the photographers are busy trying to take photographs during the day, not just take them and upload them, and it's not a blow by blow event of the day.
Nah.
Um,
But
whereas,
also as well, we've got to remember as well that people think it's just a click and take the picture and then that's it. It's done. It's not. There's a lot of post editing goes on later on. You know,
yeah,
when the guys will the guys will take those pictures, upload them. They'll color grade them if they need to, or adjust them if they need to as well. So there is quite a bit of work that goes into it in the background that people don't understand and they just take for granted that it's just a click and go. And to be honest, a lot of people are quite happy to just settle for their phones, pictures off their phones and stuff.
yeah. Yeah, and the quality of some of the phone stuff around now is pretty good, but
It is, but there's nothing like if you look at a phone picture and you look at something like Rachel or Jeff or Craig or that I've done, it's it's night and day, you know,
yeah,
huge. All right, mate,
yeah,
I'm gonna let you go because it's getting late with you. What is that? What is that? 10:45. Is that right?
yeah, probably is. I can't see the clock from here,
Yeah.
but
No, I think it's about 11:15, mate. I'll let you go. Dave, fantastic catching up with you.
likewise.
Hopefully, hopefully see you back on the ski in a couple of weeks. Well, we will see you on the ski in a couple of weeks, and hopefully it's streamed and we'll be able to tune in and watch it again.
Yeah. Um, yep.
Quick
But
shout,
that's
quick shout out to anybody.
just a big shout out to all the Kiwi boys that have been smashing around the world. Ollie, Connor, Noah, and I can never remember all the Polski riders. Trillee's been doing an awesome job
Yep.
stealing all the best Kiwis and taking them over there and selling jumpsuit.
She has that.
Um, yeah, I don't know, but maybe that's where my future is in the sport too. As I get older, maybe gunslinger racing becomes a team, and I want to foster a couple of younger riders. And
Jesus, I thought for a second you were implying you were going to go stand up skis there.
I rode one of those once. Went out, turned a couple of corners, came back. That itch is scratched. Never again. Don't need to.
I've never
I didn't.
tried. I've
I
never
didn't
tried
fall
it.
off it.
You didn't. Well
Yeah,
done. Well done.
yeah.
Did you turn this corner at speed though, or was it just a gingerly turn?
Oh no, there was nothing quick about anything. It was, but
Enough,
I was.
enough to keep you upright.
Yeah. That was the key. Just enough speed to keep it upright and get round the corner and get back to the shore without looking like an idiot. So,
Man, you listen. 67. I'd be proud if I was able to do half the stuff you're doing. I'm not even doing it at my age, and I'm way younger than you. So I gotta take my hat off to you, Dave. You keep throwing yourself in there, and you're coming out the other side with the rewards that you deserve. I think.
yeah, I reckon I have to knock it on the head by the time I get to 70. I think.
Mate, I reckon that itch will be there at 70.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Listen, Dave, all the best, mate, and let's keep in touch, okay?
Okay. Cheers, Bruce.
All right, take care, mate. Thank you.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Oh, I love catching up with Dave. Dave's always good for a laugh. Yeah, he's got a lot of things to say as well. He's passionate about what he's gotten involved with. I think those that have been around it for a little while do get passionate about it. It's funny because everybody sees the sport with different eyes, different ideas in their head to try and help drive things and move things forward. But we've all got to remember at the end of the day, it's all about getting to that same finish line and producing something which racers want to race in. And I think that's the key here is everybody's got a different way of how they see it, how it should be executed, how it should be delivered. But at the end of the day, it's all about racers, and that's what it should be about. Okay, now Dave, thanks for that, mate. Just a quick shout out to anybody who's got any footage, pictures, videos that they've made up from race events, recreational rides. If it's a short 90-second, 2 minute, even 2-3 minute clip, if that's what you have, please either tag me in it or send it to me. I love to share it on here. The biggest issue I'm having at the moment is having fresh video clips that I can put on to highlight particular groups, events, individuals as well. And I want to do that. I want to share all that with people, get it out there. Hence the reasons why the SCX event, I put that together for Matty O'Connor so that he could post it up for his event, which he's now collaborated on. So, if I've got to make stuff myself, I'll do it. It just means I've got more time I have to put more time into it. I'd rather it came from you, the viewers, you, the racers, you, the riders. Okay, so if you've got a trip, Tweed River, Yamba, anywhere down Victoria, up north at Whitsundays, a race event in New Zealand, America, wherever, please, 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 let me know about it, tag me in it, or send it to me, and I would love to share it on here. Okay, thank you for that. Alright, now, let's go round up quickly. Let me close a couple of windows first. Alright, now, here we go. West Oz Jet Sports, they had a competition at the weekend there. Round 5 of their summer series. Now, I was hoping there would be some results up, but they actually haven't been able to get any results up. That was their course from last week. I do believe they were trying to get Spark skis to race as well, so I don't know how that went. Again, I haven't seen any race results, so I have no idea how successful that was, or even what the results were. So that's WA. Wellington Jet Sport Club. This is the Yamaha Red Hot Marine Nationals. This is what Dave was in at the weekend. Let's quickly go through them. Runabout Naturally Aspirated. Dave was second. Noah took out first place. Scott Hayes. Oh, wait a minute, we got that wrong. Oh, right, okay. I need to count. Oh, you've not got it in order. That's what it is. It's not even alphabetical. Alright, so Noah took out first, Scott Hayes got second, Dave VENNELL took out third place. Okay, ski lights, we have Jake Wilson, Matthew Dermott, Caleb Carstairs, 1, 2, 3 in the ski lights. Juniors, we have William Parsonage, took out first, Cody Clark took out second, Braxton Carstairs took out third. Runabout stock, we have Carl Lambie took out first, Ollie Hutchby took out second, Noah Skips took out third. We've got the Rec Lights class, Joe Clark took out first, Caleb Carstairs second, Josh Begley third. Women's ski, we've got Danica Minson took out first, Brooke Jemmett second, Kerry Warwick took out third. Runabout Masters, we have Brad Clark took out first, Blair Malcolm took out second, and as Dave alluded earlier in his interview, he took out third place in the Runabout Masters. So some good numbers there. It's I know there's been some didn't starts and stuff like that, but it's a shame. But it's a good, I always think it's a good starting point for a lot of classes. The GP runabouts was Noah took out first place, Carl Lambie took out second, and Josh Ashby took out third. GP ski, we have, let me see, hang on, let me open this up a bit. Jake Wilson took out first, Ollie Morris took out second, Hayden Eriksson took out third. The 4-stroke Superjet, Thomas Parsonage first, Brendan Smith second, Matthew Dermott third. I think that's us. On a 1500 ski, there we go. Ollie Morris, Russell Thorogood, Hayden Eriksson, 1, 2 and 3. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So, I don't know if anybody saw the footage from that event on the live stream. Hats off to Local Gecko TV. Pretty slick. Great venue. Weather was on point. Camera angles were really good. Just shows you what happens when you can get a big team of people. I hate to think how much that kind of production would cost, but it looked nice, well presented as well, so congratulations to all that were involved with that event and the streaming as well, so congratulations. Alright, now, been a bit quiet everywhere else here at home. Just a reminder that the QPWC starting on the 17th of May, all entries are open for all 3 rounds, and the Cameron Martin Enduro event in July, and then state finals, state championships in August. All 5 competitions are open for entries. Go check it out, qpwc.org.au. The entries are in there. Okay, so first 3 rounds are Atkinson's Dam, the Enduro event and the state titles will be at Somerset Dam. Okay, now that's QPWC. Now, we've talked about this one earlier on. This is the IHRA Professional Watercraft Series. This weekend at St. Pete's in Florida is the first round. They're hugely anticipated. A lot of people are intrigued to see how this goes. Listen, some might be wanting to see it fail, who knows. I think a lot of people that are involved with it and a lot of people externally would like to see this succeed in a big way, and to be honest, I believe it will. It's backed by the right people. The people that are involved in the sport are the right people to do it and drive it forward. It's for the racers, and the racers have responded. Some big classes in across the board. There's a couple here and there where they're a little bit less, but overall it's pretty good. It's a pretty slick guys, go and have a look at this page. Follow the page. Noah's in this series as well, so Noah Skips, he's over there for this weekend as well, riding the Yamahas for Farthing Racing. They've just got it all sorted out, and it's on a different level. This will be streamed as well. They've even got corporate VIP areas as well. Like, this is on another level. If I was attending this, I'd be taking the VIP. I could think of nothing better than to sit in a shaded area, having a few beers or having a couple of drinks and some food, watching this event of this nature unfold in front of me. I think would be a great, sponsored by Monster Energy, and yeah, so it's going to be huge. There's that there. Let's get that up. If you can see my mouse, that's the corporate area there. That's where the corporate area is. So you can see it's going to be a big event, and it's going to be a lot of interest in it. Yeah, I'm keen to see how this goes. So as soon as I have a link available for this, I'm going to post it on Jetski Republic to share it. If you're not following the other programs or the other pages, it'll be on the Jetski Republic page. I'll put the link up as soon as I know where it's at, and then hopefully you can tune in and see a bit of the racing. Alright, so that's the IHRA at St. Pete's this weekend. Good luck to everybody involved. Good luck to Noah and anybody else that's racing that we know. Stay safe, ride hard. Okay, now, there we go, recreational stuff. Alright, we got the boys down in Northern Ireland, out at the weekend. I haven't seen this one. Ooh. I should have kept this one for later. This is old friends of the show as well. Dermot and KTA. They do a bunch of jet ski videos around Ireland and stuff. So it's really, really nice stuff. Very much in tune with nature and the local environment. It's not in a slicky way, in a bad way, but they're really, really good. I thought they had a ride at the weekend. Yeah, they did. There we go. I hope you guys can see. I hope everybody can see that. Gotta say, go. That's the boys in Northern Ireland. They were out of the weekend. They had a run. So I was hoping for a bit of a video of to highlight their day, but hasn't materialised. So that's the boys in Northern Ireland. Hoping to catch up with them later this year, when hopefully I manage to get home. So we'll see how that goes. All right, now Jetski Social Jetski Social Southeast Queensland. Kevin Whiteley and his group. They had a barbecue ride event up at Somerset Dam on the weekend. Saturday, I believe they had it, and they've got some new shirts as well. There's one of them, some ride shirts. I'm not a huge fan of the collars, but I understand why people want them. But yeah, they had their event at the weekend there on Saturday at Somerset. Looked like it was well attended. I thought I saw some pictures somewhere. There's a trailer they used, took the barbecue and everything up there, so it seemed to be a well attended little event. From the pictures that I saw, but I can't remember where I've seen them. That's the only thing. So that's Jetski Social Southeast Queensland. Jetski Family also had their get together and scavenger hunt, which I believe was actually, if I remember correctly, was actually meant to be on the Broadwater, but I think they changed the venue to a Sunday, and they had both those rides had skis available, showroom skis to ride and try out, and from JSW and Shoreline respectively. Good turnout for Jake and his crew. That's their mob. That was the turnout they had. So congratulations there to both groups for their get-togethers. Just to point out, this is the last and final thing as well. We've got Good Evening George and Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show. I've never been to this. I've kept meaning to go for the past few years. I've just never been able to get there for some reason. I'm hoping, because something will probably come up which stops me from getting there, but I'm hoping to get a look at this event this year. So I'm going to go down and check it out between the 21st of May, 24th of May, down at Sanctuary Cove. Big event, some of the biggest dealers and boat builders in the country, in the Southern Hemisphere. In fact, I think it's one of the biggest boat shows in the country. So definitely worth a look. Plenty of food, drink, all things to have a good time. So that's them. So that's our roundup for this week. As I've said before, I would really appreciate if people were sending me pictures, sending me videos that can be viewed, shown at the beginning of the program, at the beginning of the show, or at the end of the show. I think it's nice to let people see. I don't want it to be the same thing all the time. I like to try and spread it around between different groups and different people. Sometimes I've got to go into the archives and I've got to pull out the old classics, and tonight is no different. This one here I've got for tonight is an old one from Norway. When I say an old one, to be honest, it's actually only 4 years old. But these guys seem to have been on the go for ages. I don't think they're out and about riding that much these days. I don't think they haven't seen a video from them for a couple of years now. But this one's a HD screener. Check them out on YouTube. There's a squad of them up there. Jetski Davanga. Some great videos they've made over the few years that they've been together. And this one's no different, no exception. Tonight I'm going to leave you with this video. Whatever you're up to over the coming weekend, get out on the water, have fun, be respectful, be safe. Yeah, have a great time. Till next week, take care.